Married at First Sight's Brad Skelly returns to day job stacking shelves after show axe. Married at First Sight UK star Brad Skelly has been spotted returning to his day job stacking shelves and savers following the model being kicked off the dating show. Brad Skelly has returned to his normal job after being kicked off Married at First Sight UK. The was spotted stacking shelves and savers in his hometown of Grimsby following his stint on the show. He was axed from the program after displaying controlling and coercive behavior towards his bride Shona Manderson. Brad, who introduced himself on the show as a model, is now keeping busy working in retail with a new look. Brad was seen wearing his Savers uniform and lanyard as he posed next to bottles of fragrances on display. The pictures were shared by the official Savers Grimsby Facebook page, and Brad is sporting a much shorter hairdo. He was also snapped wearing a headset next to his colleagues as they enjoyed some sweet treats from Greg's. The TV star's Married at First Sight introduction read, "Grimsby-based model Brad is comfortable and secure in who he is and doesn't care what people think of him, as long as he is being his authentic self." Brad was paired with Shona at the beginning of the series, with the two seemingly getting along like a house on fire. They were quick to drop the L-bomb, but things took a turn for the worse when they started clashing about everything and anything. Viewers became concerned about Shona, as they accused Brad of being love-bombing her. Eventually, the show relationship experts reached a similar conclusion and forced Brad and Shona to quit the experiment due to the gaslighting concerns. He recently returned for the show's reunion, but viewers were left furious. Taking to, formerly known as Twitter, viewers slammed the producers for being irresponsible. One fan wrote online, "Thought the thug was kicked off for violent behavior. Why has he been allowed back?" All about ratings not protecting the cast's well-being mafsuck, alongside a swearing face emoji. Another blasted the decision, writing, "I don't really get this show tbh. They ask Brad to leave because he's abusive and controlling but invite him back for the reunion. All good, you only kicked him off for a reason." Another outraged viewer wrote, "How did they allow Brad on this reunion? Mr. Gaslighter Universe." Another agreed, writing, "Why is Brad at the reunion and not in jail?" Speaking to the Mirror last month, Brad admitted he was never in love with Shona, but the highly emotional environment, with no external influences and guidance, made it easy to confuse lust with love. He told us, "I most definitely can confirm that I wasn't in love, but at that time, it was a strong feeling of lust that I got confused with." Yeah, because you haven't got a lot of external influences or guidance like you have on the outside world. Like on the outside world, you have a lot of freedom and flexibility to actually find out if that's the case. You know, when in there I was really trying to make it work. So I think a lot of the time with me saying these things I was trying my hardest, you know, to really make things work, but I was really trying to navigate myself to be fair. The model also claimed he never intended to project certain terminology onto Shona. Agreeing with the experts for calling him out and correcting him, he said, "I agree with what they're saying about his controlling language. So the way that I project certain terminology, however, is never intended that way. So for me, when I expressed that if I allow Shona to do this, then she will never learn. Yeah, it was more so the whole conversation was coming from the heart and a sense of, well, if me and Shona or partnership, and we're sort of trying to look out for each other, it's in each other's best interests to sort of have each other's back, you know. So if we allow each other to go rogue or to want to guide each other, you know what I mean? So if we allow each other to fall into situations that we're aware of, we will both never learn." It was obviously snipped at the part where I said that, and I can completely understand how it looks. Shona has since moved on from Brad with fellow Married at First Sight contestant Matt Pillmore. They met at the MAFS reunion in June and they've been quietly dating ever since. Today's next news. Married at First Sight's Elizabeth Sobanoff opens up about the pitfalls of social media following birth of daughter. Married at First Sight star Elizabeth Sobanoff has announced her decision to limit the comments on her social media posts. Citing the negativity that often permeates on Instagram, the new mom expressed her gratitude for the support she has received during this transformative period of her life. In the heartfelt post, accompanied by a tender photograph of Lizzie cradling her baby girl, the reality TV alum reflected on the pressures and pitfalls of social media. "My comments have been limited for a while now. Due to the nature of social media, it tends to breed negativity, not always but it definitely can," she began. "I love to post but I have set boundaries. And that's not a bad thing." While acknowledging the love and positivity that can come from her followers, Elizabeth also highlighted the need to establish personal boundaries to safeguard her well-being and that of her family. Lizzie gave birth to her first child, a baby girl, with husband Alexander Vega earlier this month. Completely makeup-free, Lizzie was glowing as she posed up in a blue hospital gown. In the caption, Lizzie described the moment as the happiest day in her life. "The day I was able to hold my dream girl in my arms. Right on 41 weeks. So much for potentially coming early. My gosh, she is everything and more," she said. Lizzie announced the joyous arrival via Instagram last week by sharing 2 photos of herself and Alexander cuddling their bundle of joy in hospital. "I have never been happier. My everything. A love so strong. Pure bliss," she captioned the heartwarming images. Elizabeth also shared a second close-up photo of herself cradling her newborn, writing, "She is absolute perfection to me. She is everything to me. I'm so in love with our daughter. Words cannot express my love for her. My heart." She chose not to reveal the name of her little girl, however. Elizabeth announced her pregnancy back in May by sharing a cryptic Instagram post. "Looking at some of these comments in the last few posts I've done. Always so much focus on a woman's body, I've had more than my fair share. I'm navigating my body right now, so many changes, especially internally, I've been pretty sick," she began. "I also understand so many people are excited. So am I. It's an exciting time in my partner, lives right now." She continued, "I'll talk about my experience with it in the future. Mama Bear is just nesting right now." Elizabeth married engineer Alexander in January and had been dating him since late 2021, but kept her beau's identity secret for months before eventually revealing it at Easter last year. Today's next news. Married at First Sight's Luke Worley and Jordan Gale announce date for boxing fight. Luke and Jordan had a physical confrontation on the hit TV show, which saw the former kicked off the reality show feuding. Married at First Sight stars Luke Worley and Jordan Gale have agreed to stage a boxing fight next year. The pair clashed on the hit reality show with a physical altercation leading to Worley leaving the show prematurely along with wife Jay Howard. The pair later split up, but Jordan has remained with wife Erica Roberts, having survived a cheating scandal at the end of the show. Worley, who has lost 2 stone since leaving the show, confirmed the fight on his social media pages, with tickets going on sale for the February 9th showdown. The fight will be held at the Indigo at the O2 in London, with personal trainer Gale, 26, likely to start as the odds-on favorite. The fight announcement comes after both men traded verbal jabs via WhatsApp. Gale's message to Worley, which was later shared online, read, "Message me privately, Luke, to start talking about planning the boxing to make it happen soon. I'm bored of all this talking and want to put an end to it and act like proper men." Worley responded by saying, "Let's get this over the line because I can't think of anything better than putting this P** asleep in the ring." The fight will be part of a larger show put on by promoters DKM Plush, who put together white-collar boxing shows in London. The bout comes amid a surge in celebrity boxing shows, which began 5 years ago when social media star KSI took on Joe Weller in the capital. Watch all of the biggest upcoming fights, including Jordan Gill vs Michael Conlan, live on DAZN, with some of the best sporting action available as part of your subscription as well as on pay-per-view. DAZN is the only place to watch Anthony Joshua as well as the biggest upcoming fights in the Misfits boxing series. You can also follow all of the best action from fights around the world broadcast weekly as part of the package. A social media post about the event said, "After all the talk, all the accusations and the war of words, Luke Worley and Jordan Gale will meet inside the ring on Friday, February 9th at the Indigo O2 in London." You've seen the series and you've seen social media since. There really is no love lost between these two. Everything is on the line and pride sits right at the top of the list. The event promises to produce an action-packed evening of boxing with a stacked undercard loaded with top British talent and entertainment, with many of the MAFS 2023 gang inside the arena to support their fellow cast members. Worley and Gale struggled to get on throughout the show before the bad blood came to a head following a clash at a couple's retreat. Worley accused Gale of sticking his nose into his relationship before confronting his fellow cast member in the doorway of his apartment, leading to his removal from the show. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.